All right. So I got sick again after I got this thing aligned, and now I guess I'm just better. But I'm taking this out. If anybody needs a sunroof, works, hit me up. Yeah. Not in the best mood. I don't even really want to be doing this video, but I'm doing stuff to my car, and I said that I would post every time I do stuff to my car, so whatever. But I gotta take all this crap off. This relay doesn't matter. Now I can rip all these wires out at least, so I don't have that stupid wire on my filler. In between these loud parts with the ratchet here, I'm just gonna talk. Kind of like the intro to this video, I guess. But my life right now feels like everything's on hold. Oh. Because I still live in Michigan. But besides that, I guess everything's not too terrible. This thing looks pretty good. The gears are good and everything. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to say thank you to the like 30 people that actually watch these. I don't really get comments anymore, not like I did in the first place. But I appreciate you guys that actually watch these videos. All those are zip ties. And I'm going to keep making them to the best of my abilities because, you know, I don't have a real camera. I'm on my phone. Draven said I could use his camera, but I don't want to. Because I want to do this with my own stuff and all that. That's okay. But essentially, this is what we're doing right now. Drain. So yeah, I'm just going to take the sunroof out, put the delete panel in, all that fun stuff. And then I got to cut my rear, like, you know the adjuster for the coilover in the rear, how it's like that little perch that has a collar on it. Well, mine's hitting the frame because I don't have the little collar on it. So I'm just going to either take it out and put the rubber isolators that I'm going to steal from Draven in, or just cut it down. But we'll see. So I'm going to get into taking this thing out. It's a lot easier to take this out and to put the other one in. But the delete panel that I'm putting in right now is from Fitment Labs. They sent it to me. And it got here quick. So I've had it for a while, I just haven't done it. But yeah, I'm going to bust this into a time lapse. Okay, well that's out. So that's cool. I'm going to see if the sunroof delete will fit in here with this little seal thing we got going on. And see if I can just bolt it. If not, I'm going to rip that little seal out. We'll see how many bolts we can actually get in it, in the thing I got. And then put some window weld around the top. And this is literally only for my headroom, because now I have more this way. If I actually sit down in the seat where I sit, you know what I'm saying? Like, before my head was on the sunroof, now I can actually hit bumps and not hit my head. Honestly, I should just drive like this. But after I do this, before I do the roll cage, I'm cutting the floor out and then adjusting everything, putting new plates in, building my own seat rails, setting it all the way down. That way I can get as much head clearance with a helmet on, and I can tuck the cage right up against the roof, which is going to be fun to weld because I'm going to have to put it in here and like build it, and then cut the floor out, drop it down, weld the tops, put it back up, build the pedestals, and weld everything else out. So It's also gonna be a pain in the dick to try to paint it, but people do it all the time, so why can't I do it? Alright, let's see if this thing fits. 1 second. Okay, so I fit it in there. It fits, like it'll fit up snug to this, but I know it's not gonna seal. So I think I'm just gonna like take this out, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna have to, huh? So I guess I'll just take this out and then set it with window weld so that way I know it won't leak. But this thing is on there, man. But anyways, so the way I'm gonna get this to bolt in so it'll stay when I do the sealant is I'm laying it on top of it because it overlaps the 3 bolts on the sides, which I'm bad at holding this camera, but it overlaps these 3 bolts on the sides, so if I can line them up and drill it, I can fit it in there and then, you know, put the window weld in and it'll stay, in theory. So that's what I'm doing now, and then I'm gonna take a trip to O'Reilly's, grab my valve cover gasket because that thing's leaking again, grab some window weld because I'm pretty sure the stuff that I have is either empty or bad. And then, yeah. But obviously I'm not taking this with no sunroof in it. It's middle of fucking February, so I'm gonna take the big truck. But yeah, I'll get you back into this. And then also today, while I'm working on this thing, y'all know this ugly tip, right? I just cut it off because the coating on it went bad and it just will not stop rusting out. So I have a new one that it's not as pointy, but it was like 10 bucks. Just, you know, shiny tip to put on the car. And I'm probably gonna end up buying some like 2.5 inch little blast pipes and staggering them. But for right now, that'll be fine. So yeah. Okay, we were doing good for a second. Just kick my drill over. Started getting these holes, bolts in here and stuff. But because I don't have anybody with me, it didn't line up exactly, so. Plus, I think even if it lines up perfectly with the seal, it's not going to seal. So I'm starting to rip this off, what I can get off of it. But I'm going to rip that off, I'm going to sand it. I'm going to get the bolts in where they need to be, pull it up in place, and then I'm just going to put epoxy around the whole thing, and it's just not coming out. It'll just stay in there, that's fine. So, that's what we're on to now. Alright, we're back, got some work done. Look up in here, there's 3 bolts on either side, 3 bolts in the front, and I got it propped up so it sits flush all up against it. Got it all taped out. So I'm gonna set up a time lapse on this. Excuse me. And I'm gonna fill it with some silicone. Where'd my silicone go? So I can show you what I'm using. I don't know where it went. Hold on. Alright, I found it, but I think I might have just changed my mind. So this type 7 silicone, it's clear, right? But I also have this black, which I'm pretty sure it'd be fine. But if I use the black, it'll look like the sunroof's still there because the seal, you know, like the factory seal. But it's off, sitting over there. And I don't know, I'm about to flip a coin. Hold on. Alright, we got a coin. Let's say heads is black, tails is clear. Alright. Heads. I'm doing black. So I'm going to set this time lapse up and I'm going to throw a ton of silicone in it, and then I'm going to go to O'Reilly's and grab my valve cover gasket and something else that I'll remember once I'm on my way, I think. But yeah, get into this. I would say that went pretty well. I mean, obviously, other than being a different color of white, which is whatever. But to let that dry, I'm going to have to leave that post that I got in there pushed up against it so the back doesn't droop. So now that this is in and setting, propane is what I was forgetting about. So I got to go get propane, and then I have to grab my valve cover gasket, and then I'll be back. So I'm going to go do that real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, I went and got my propane, I got my parts and stuff, so I don't know what's going on with my paint. It just started flaking off. It's really annoying. But I don't think I have any more. Might. I'll look, if not, whatever. But I'm probably just going to throw this up, do a time lapse. I'm going to do the valve cover, gasket, and something else. Oh, I got to cut the rear things for my springs. I either got to cut them and hope it doesn't make the noise or something. I might adjust the front because it's real stiff, but we'll find out. So I'm going to throw the time lapse up for this now, and then we'll see what I do after. Alright, so I didn't record me putting it back together, but it's back together. Nice paint again. Yeah, so that's good. Hopefully it doesn't leak off the back anymore. I have the back end jacked up with the overs off. And I gotta take those perches out and cut them down because they're hitting the frame. But I gotta cut this. So I kind of like hard cut it, left it, because that's where the trim is. But it sits like this close to the wheel. So I'm just going to continue this line, I'm not even pointing at it, continue this line down into that corner and just kind of follow it into the body line and then fold it back in. That way this don't hit, I got enough clearance. And do that on both sides, obviously. Perches, I'm going to vacuum the inside out, but I'm sure you guys don't really care to see that. And what else? I readjusted this fender because it sat higher than the other one did, but the like I just slotted them and slid it down. It didn't do that much, but it's a little bit better. But I don't even think I'm gonna fuck with it because the car is even. I don't know why that's off. I don't know if it's because of the over fender. I don't know if it's because of my actual fender. So I just don't feel like fucking with it. I did it, you know, to as far as I'm gonna do it. So that's done. This is all sealed up now. It's dry. And I got some tape on the back just to keep it up, keep it from dropping, you know. But the rest, it's all bolted in. It's just I wanted to keep something in there so it wouldn't sag with the heat or whatever. And then, yeah, you see that dent? That's why I cut my car up in the first place, because this was dented and this whole thing was dented because some dumb bitch backed into my car, but it's whatever. I wanted to do it anyways. So I'm going to get into doing this. I don't know what I'm going to do first, honestly. Let's flip a coin. Do the easy part first or the hard part first? Alright. Head's the easy part, tail's hard part. And we got what? Oh, tails. Doing the hard part first. Alright, we're cutting the quarter first. And then I'll do the perches and stuff. Good way to end it on an easy note, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna get into it. Okay, we got a little too far into it. I didn't want to stop, but I got everything done. So you see right here, I just trimmed it up so it'd follow the flare. The other side, I cut a little too much off of, but it's whatever. I swapped the perches out for some chintzy ones I had, but They're shorter and they're just in there to be in there basically. But is it this one or is it the other one? Oh, you can see on this one, it's hitting right here and here. The other one was hitting worse, but I think it's because the spring was like cocking them sideways, so it was just dumping into that little hump that's supposed to center the spring. So that's all good. Sits the same height. I pulled that fender down. Got my exhaust tip on, not rusted. So it's a big upgrade in comparison to where the other one went. And just to reiterate, if anybody needs a sunroof cartridge with a working motor, I'm in like Detroit area, hit me up, let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Later.